Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Swordhaven. I think it's time we continued this investigation, don't you? So I'm going to go across the road to the inn. Now that we've dealt with the wolves, dealing with the barbarians is the next important task. As you approach the innkeeper, he puts down the wooden cup he was fiddling with and raises an inquisitive eyebrow. Feeling thirsty? I wanted to ask if any of the villagers have been acting weird lately. Weird? Well, there's always some hullabaloo in the offing around Clamreach. The dragon, all praise him, was sighted with over the sea, and a bunch of wicked savages set up camp in the greenwood. I specifically asked about the villagers. Focus, my good man. The headman said you might know something. Dobrel smacks his lips and gives you a long look. I might know a thing or two, but sharing such knowledge could be, dishonourable. Well, since the other alternate route I'm aware of for solving this quest seems to be closed off for me, and amusingly the game got patched today, fixing a number of dialogue soft locks that could break progression. I wonder if that was one of them, because I'm not aware of having passed that test since the very first day of early access opening up for this game, despite having characters with equal capabilities. Attempt it later on. Let's think about your honour after you tell me what you've learned. No, more about my honour is what I should be concerned about. Hold your horses, I have something to ask first. This request might sound bizarre, but trust me, it's for the benefit of everyone involved. Me and an associate of mine need to attend a special meeting. But there's a catch. I need you to get this pal of mine drunk. Real drunk. Blackout under the table, struggle to remember his own name drunk. Then I want you to replace him. Think you can handle it? Wait, how's this to everyone's benefit? This fella's getting long in the tooth, but I, kind soul that I am, just can't bring myself to tell it to him straight. But if he gets trashed and you replace him, nobody's pride will be hurt and the meeting will go much more smoothly. It's a win-win for everyone. What makes you think he'll drink with me? He'd drink with Fex himself if the own bugger was buying. And what do you want me to do at this meeting? Same thing my partner does. Look intimidating and occasionally help my negotiations of a bloodthirsty stare here and an angry grunt there. Only you'll do it much better on account of you not looking or smelling like an old wine sack. If I say no, I think I'd do soft lock progression. Well, no, I could just go and complete the thing anyway. Pretend I know things that I don't know, that I do know as a player. Sounds like I could do it. Who's the mark? He rubs his hands together. This partner of mine is Aldar, the village lush. As for the big meeting afterwards, just come find me as soon as he hits the floor, or better yet, I'll find it myself. Look, if you want me to get him drunk, could you give me some booze? I'm sure that if you act friendly, old Aldar will provide the drinks, but now that you mention it, why not? Have a bottle. And he gives us a bottle of Smakovka. Sounds like you smack people over the head with it. What sort of business have you two got going on anyway? Dobrel scratches his chin as he ponders how best to answer. Ooh, nothing much different from what I do around the bar. We peddle certain wares, he and I. The old boy wasn't always such a shambles. He used to have quite the nose for commerce. I see. Well, I'll let you know when it's done. Best of luck to you. Just remember that Aldar lives near the palisade and the headman and herbalist are his neighbours. In other words, he's told us exactly how to find him. So let's go do that. I think we drank from the well in the last episode. But I'll just check quickly. Might as well get something healthy in our gut before pouring a load of poison down it. Yeah, we're not thirsty right now. So we're going to go to the village drunk's house. And this is why I said I wasn't going to push it with him previously and would come back later. Here we are. The drunkard greets your appearance in his fusty home with low grumbling. Hey, how would you like to have a pint or two? He licks his lips. I'm feeling a little thirsty, but what's the catch? We ain't friends or nothing. Heck, I don't even know you, lass. Well, the innkeeper asked me to get you drunk. I should let you know fair and square. That ploughing son of a fox. I knew he'd try to ditch me one way or the other, but he has another thing coming. Alright, you got a bottle of something strong? I'm still gonna drink with you. Except, I'm gonna get you drunk. Oh, I can't wait to be old Dobrill's mug when he sees me at the smuggler's meet-up instead of you. Seriously, you don't mind him trying to cut you out of the deal? Why would I? It's just our usual song and dance. Him trying to cheat me threatening to burn his tavern down. We're crooks, not some noble knights of a horse or whatever. Yeah, I really don't want to be involved in this, but I don't seem to have any other options, so, got some local moonshine on me, apparently. Will do. He takes the bottle of Shmakovka. The table is set. 2 huge mugs are filled to the brim with eye-watering swill ready to be imbibed. We can drink it, sneakily try and spill it on the floor. Hey, is someone else joining us? I swear I just heard a knock at the door and pour a drink out while he's distracted. No, I'll drink the first one. The vile liquor burns your gullet, but it's nothing you can't handle. Let me pour us a second round while you think up a toast, yeah? We could try and tough it out and drink again. You know what? To your kingly visage. My, what a noble nose you have. Turn to the side so I can see it in profile. And when he turns his head, pour our drink away. That's what my mama used to say. A nose fit for a king, and shame it's on the face of a ploughing goblin. He slams his fist on the table. Oh, why, Mama, why? While he laments his mother's sharp tongue, you carefully decant your liquor into a crack in the floor. Aldar soon settles down and starts preparing for the 3rd round. Finally, I was starting to sober up. Tense every... So you can go to endurance, strength, tense every muscle in your body and force yourself down a 3rd round. Intimidation of 1 out of like 200. Don't even try it. Dexterity. Oh, smash your mug into his so that most of your drink slushes into his. Oh, okay. Wait, is that barbarians outside? No, I'll just drink again. This one must be harder than 6. You take a swig and immediately start coughing. It seems it went down the wrong pipe. By the direful cat. Hey! Why is there 2 of you? He raises his index finger as if to say something important, then lowers it again. No, I'm not gonna lie, I'm rat-arsed. How about you? Yes? What about me? Though a bit tipsy, you're still aware of your surroundings, which is more than can be said for poor Aldar. With a half moan, half belch, he face plants on the table in front of you. I'd try and pat myself on the back, have great difficulty, and maybe get Treniotta to do it. You need to report to Dobrel. He's probably waiting for you right now. This is a disaster in the making, but off we go. Dobrel approaches you. Ah, you almost look sober, my good lady. Unlike Eldar. I'm telling you, he's getting old. Oi, back in the state. He cuts himself short. In any case, we better get going. The meeting must be starting soon. Why do we need all this chicanery? We're investigating the barbarians who... I know, want to kill us all. Don't get in a fluster, young Treniotta. They can wait a little. We'll allow him to lead the way to the meeting place, and you wait until evening, then set out for the rendezvous.
You better get some shut-eye.
As the four shady-looking characters approach, the innkeeper puts on a smile and spreads out his arms as if to hug the whole quartet at once. Sipol, old chum, how was the road? You know who he reminds me of? The father, not the son, from Doc Martin, the guy who's rubbish at business. I can't remember his name. Anyway, Sipol says, terrible. I've stepped in a feck-sucking swamp on the way here. He looks down at his muddy boots. Good thing we pulled you out before you got properly soaked, eh, Chief? Shut it, Kiplock! He turns to you. Who's for fresh meat? Aldar couldn't make it. I'm his replacement. Oh, yeah? What happened to that clod? Drunk again? We're going to be quiet and let Dobrel handle this question. Unfortunately, yes. Me and my friend gave him a shake and splashed water in his face, all in vain. Pfft, ridiculous. He shakes his head. Any road. I suppose it's time we get down to the meat of things. You have the goods? We'll let Dobrel handle this one. Here's what we agreed upon. The innkeeper produces a small yet obviously heavy wooden box and hands it to the ringleader. We'll watch them in silence. He grabs a box and, after struggling for a bit, removes the lid. A golden glow from the container soon lights his pale face. Sipol carefully withdraws an orange crystal bathed in a deep honey-hued glow. Aye, perfect. Not a single flaw. He places it back, then grabs another one. A damn fine catch, Dobrel. Frowns. Wait, what's this? Ugh, by the gods, I sense trouble. Sipol quickly pockets the glowing crystals and throws the wooden container to the ground. The rest of the box is filled with rocks, bits of straw and other refuse. Is this a trick? Now hold on a smidge. The adventurers who sold it to me swore it was full to the brim. Alright, calm down, both of you. Let's discuss this. What's there to discuss? It's clear as day you two lovebirds set out to swindle us. We could claim the Roxy from ground for the shipment. These crystals are willing to... That is going to be intimidation. Haggling. These pieces are on top of the agreed upon merchandise. What do you expect? The whole box be full? No. What's the problem? Just pay us for what you did get. I want satisfaction. He told us the whole box would be full. Look. Yeah, okay, be reasonable. Dobrel got bamboozled by some shifty bindlestiffs, whatever a bindlestiff is. Exactly. Even the prophet Shershet sometimes nods off, damn it. I'm not as angry as you are. He scratches the back of his head. I guess it's possible. Well, I hope that settles it then. Nay, I don't believe you. For all I know, you're in cahoots with this flabby sack of shite. Hey, Chief. You want to let those miscreants lead you by the nose? I say we got 'em. Better pray for good fortune. She's casting a spell on us, Chief. Gotta kill her fast. Well, it's worth a try. Sipol and his crew rush you in a savage charge. And the innkeeper legs it. Okay. How about we go on guard? We tried. Ooh. Okay, how about we go kneecap him and then head this way. And clearly we need to go reduce these numbers. So here comes Treniotto with his axe to make 3 attacks on Sipol, who may not be long for this world at this rate. Ow.
Alright.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh no, I'm wounded.
Okay, we got a healing potion. It seems like a really good idea. And let's try going for that precise poke.
Call your mama.
That works.
Time to die.
Couldn't get that one as well. That's a shame. Well, by this point, you kind of know the drill. It's us and them. Damage time. Oh, ow. That's actually kind of nasty. Ah, actually, if we just... Oh, that's a right. Got him? Got him. Worth a try.
Keep trying.
Now, this is going to be risky. He's only got 9 health left.
Actually hurt.
Oh, wow. Okay. Really? Okay, do we have... Oh yes, good. Better drink up. And then exact violence upon this person. Oh, that was rubbish. Okay. Oh, mate, that was tragic. If we walk this way then, might just help us. I mean, the situation is not entirely beyond Oh! I'll take that back. It's now got pretty bad. Okay, boy, it's all on you. Get him! Mess him up! And now we are in trouble. Once the small gang lies slain at your feet, Debrel begins rummaging through Sipol's pockets. You see him take back the shiny crystals and help himself to a hefty coin purse. Yoink! You won't be needing this anymore. What are those crystals anyway? They can only be found in the deepest of caves and the oldest of ruins. Could be educated fellas ply 'em in some magic rites, he shrugs. Me? I just sell 'em. Did you actually try to swindle them? Swindle is such a harsh word. The crystals were large, but there were only 3 of them in the shipment I received, so I thought to myself, if I only give Sipol 3, he might not pay the full price for them. That's why I decided to put them in a weighted box, but I guess old Sipple turned out to be a tad smarter than I supposed. Still, all's well that ends well. It didn't end well for Sipple and his mates, did it? Where did you get those crystals from? Imagine a long chain. The first link is for scouts who search for ancient ruins in the wilderness. The final link is for buyers, and I'm stuck in the middle, so it might actually be a very short chain. We'll see. Now it's time for you to finally tell me what I want to know. Sure, but first let me get back to the tavern. It's dangerous to loiter outside at night. It certainly is. I hope you're not going to betray my trust like you did poor Sipple's. You watch the cunning innkeeper as he hurries back to the village, and now we need a bandage to remove that, because I suspect...
Yes.
Gintar is a miracle maker.
You need something?
I'm so glad he's with the party. We got a knife and a hatchet, same as Treniotta's. And then... a stick and a cestus, in case we want to impersonate a particular kind of Roman gladiator. Let's be heading back into town. 2:26 in the morning. Oh, blimey, that is apparently there's a walk key so that we don't have to run everywhere. Controls. Not H, is it? That'd be weird. So that's just to stop. I mean, we can try. Let's see. No, it just stops us in our tracks. Well, that's bothersome. Hopefully we can drink from the well again, but we should also probably get a room for the night. We're wounded enough as it is. And this is why I didn't get a room earlier, because we might have needed one now. It is possible to conduct that negotiation peacefully without violence, just not very possible to conduct it peacefully without violence. So we add robbery of violence. It's like being mugged by a string quartet. Right, let's get back to the inn and take a sip from the well first. There we go. So now that we're not on the brink of consciousness, maybe we should speak to him late at night while there's no witnesses about. Watch as the only other customer is up and about. Oh no, he might actually... Yeah, he's in bed. Solmar, and who's that? His wife? Yeah, Miggle. That's his wife.
Fine.
Okay.
Do it.
The innkeeper greets you with a brief nod. Well, that whole Sipple debacle could have gone better, that's for sure. So what's the story of you selling magical Jew-jaws, anyway? You savvy, friend, that Nova Draconia is still rich with all manner of strangeness, and strangeness is a rare and sought-after commodity in the Empire and lands beyond. I know, you need to get out of a profit, you need to have a permit authorized by the Imperial Courier or some other high and mighty to deal in otherworldly paraphernalia, but where would a lowborn of modest means get such a thing? Have you met the Swordhaven patricians? Greedy as wolves, a lot of them. They'd happily bleed an honest merchant of his last dinar if he was foolish enough to actually pay for their so-called permits and licenses. Right, I was more interested in how you actually started selling them, not in your griping about the powers that be. Ah, that. Well, everybody does it. I'm sure it's more regulated than the Empire proper, but out here in the Worldlands it's pretty hard to control free trade, and that's exactly how I like it. I bet you do. Tell you what, if you need any illegal goods fenced, let me know and I'll pay good money for them. Right, look, well, I helped you. Can you tell me what you know about the local goings-on now? Oh, right. Now it's not good to gossip about one's neighbours, especially if they're patrons, but Mila, the blacksmith's wife, has been buying a lot of hard liquor lately. Pretty fishy, if you ask me, since neither she nor her husband are drinkers. She also offered to pay double a couple of times, so I'd keep it secret from her other half. He ponders for a bit. But that's all I know. Innkeeper's honour. Do you have any idea why she would need all that alcohol? From my experience, there's at least two uses for spirits. Recreational and medical. The rest you'll have to figure out on your own. Well, alright. Do you mind if I rent a room? It's 10 dinars. We'll rest again for the night. And emerge from our beds in the morning. Fully healed, apparently. Because that's somehow how sleep works. Implying that the damage we receive in this game isn't that life-threatening.
Okay.
She even agrees with me. Let's go find the blacksmith's wife and ask her what's going on. And if we had been able to pass the check with the healer, she would have just told us straight away about the blacksmith's wife, and we could have avoided all that fuss, and those brigands and shady characters could have gone about their business with their lives intact. And we wouldn't have taken such a beating. Although it has reinforced the idea that we should definitely be trying to get hold of some armour. Now, where oh where could she... Right over here, apparently. The distraught woman summons a smile, though it never reaches her sad eyes. Excuse me if I'm not feeling garrulous. How can I help you? I heard you've been acting suspicious lately, Mila. Huh? If you're fixing to point a finger at me, the least you could do is tell me what I'm supposed to have done. We'll tell her everything we've learned. Mila listens stoically. You went through a lot to figure it out, and I'm not gonna sour your victory by lying. It's all true. For the past few weeks I've been secretly tending to a man. She looks down at her feet. His name is Swordhaven. He's Juva the fisherman's brother, hidden by his kin in the cellar. But you must believe me, whatever unspeakable deeds those savages are accusing him of, Swordhaven's innocent. He wasn't in his right mind, truth be told. He's still not himself. Why did you keep it a secret? Because in bygone times, by the dragon, I loved that man once, until he set sail for the Empire looking for fame and fortune as a sellsword, only to disappear without a trace. For years I wept myself to sleep before finally settling with another man. But now that he's returned, wounded, crazy, and hounded by barbarians, what was I to do? How did he get into the village without anyone noticing? You best ask his brother, Juva. First I knew of Swordhaven's return was when Juva's wife told me. What's wrong with Swordhaven? A never-ending fever torments that poor man, clouding his mind and stealing him away from here and now. Even when he does come to his senses, he never speaks a word about what's happened since he left for the big land. Instead, he spends those brief moments of clarity talking to me, like we talked back in the day, reminiscing and singing the old songs we loved so much. How did he wrong the barbarians? Oh, I haven't the foggiest. He's been running a constant fever and screaming terrible things in the night, most of which are utter gibberish. Why do you say he's innocent? Like I told you, he ain't himself. When someone's not a master of their own thoughts and deeds, can they truly be blamed for the wrongdoings of their unruly flesh? Well, that's a fair point. I'm going to go verify your claims for myself. Please don't judge him by his appearance. There's a good man trapped in that fever-stricken body. Don't throw him to the wolves. And Treniotta says, "Let's go. We got to pay Jover a visit." The woman lets out a deep sigh and we take our leave. So yeah, I don't know if it was considered that the herbalist route was just taking a massive shortcut and avoiding some experience points, or if they just decided to make it harder because it was judged too easy, or if they just disabled it entirely but left the note, the indicator in there that you'd failed a test. I honestly don't... Who's this? Who the hell is this? Oh, it's her! This hardy woman appears to be working on her chores, but her mind is clearly elsewhere. You lost love? No. What occupies your mind so? Ah, it's nothing. Just a foolish riddle told me by Pyggidius the Wise. She knits her brow. I can't figure it out no matter how hard I try. What can you tell me about this Pyggidius fellow? He's a wandering sage and an important tool of the divines. Some believe the dragon himself made Pyggidius into a piss-smelling, haggard old man in order to test our humanity. And test it he does, every single time he strolls into the village. Reeking of piss. Did you try asking the other villagers for an answer? I did, and they're just as clueless as I am, even our Wade lot. Why are you so determined to solve it? 'Tis a matter of pride, love. See, after giving me this stumper, Pyggidius snatched the eggs I was carrying as payment for a lesson not yet unlearned, he said. The lesson being, don't let someone steal your eggs? Unless I find the answer, it'd mean I've lost a dozen eggs for naught. Well, now I'm really curious. Tell me this riddle. Are you sure? This one's a real head-scratcher. I don't want you to end up like me, wasting time, constantly mulling over it instead of working. Don't you worry about me. Let's hear it already. Very well, but here's how we'll do it. To avoid becoming obsessed, as I have, restrict yourself to a single guess. Then, if we decide you're wrong, forget about the whole thing. Oh, I'm certain that with my background in theology, a single attempt will suffice. I sit by the babe who doth weep in her crib, as well as the old lord, frail in his keep. I ride to the wounded while the battle still roars, and swim for the seaman too weak for his oars. Few wish to partake of my bitter remedy, but should I dally, they'll jitter in agony. Okay, we could ask for her to repeat it. We could say it's a wicked witch, a healer, death, a caretaker, the dragon, as in the divine dragon, or the change of the seasons. Swim for the seaman too weak for his oars. Probably not a healer. I'm going to go with death. What makes you say that? Young and old, warriors and sailors, all are stalked by death. Most fear her cold embrace, but then, when the suffering is too much, some pray for her to come. She furrows her brow before finally uttering, "You're right. You're completely right. Now I'm sure of it, except that Pyggidius did say that the answer was a lesson." Seeing how it's death, I reckon the lesson is to remember that all of us will someday perish and face divine judgment. Hence, one should live their life as virtually as possible. That's wise enough to be worth a dozen eggs. Well, you're still going to be reborn. Yes, but don't you want to enter the Blessed Hills? Or at least return to this world as a human being and not some bit of tree bark or something? Anyway, here's a little something for your help. She takes a parcel of smoked fish out of her apron pocket. Why she was keeping it there remains a mystery. Well, I wanted to ask you a few other questions. You helped me with that riddle, so I'll help you by answering your questions. Could you share your name? It's Silky. She looks you straight in the eyes. Just, don't use it to put a hex on me, turn me into a herring or anything like that. Oh, don't worry, I wouldn't dream of it. What do you do around the village, Silky? What don't I do? Being a mother of two rowdy little ones and a wife to a sluggard who does anything or does nothing all day long, trust me, love, the work keeps piling up. Well, alright. Have you heard any good rumours lately? Not lately, but I did hear that Aldar, the village drunk, her voice sinks to a whisper, killed his poor wife Wanda. It was ages ago and never proven. She raises her eyebrows. But tittle-tattle doesn't just start out of nowhere, right? Okay, I see. Well, I reckon it's time for me to go. Very well, she says. And away we go. Enriched with experience points and heading into the home of Juva the fisherman. If we went and looked from outside, he would not be around. Inside the house, there is a trapdoor going down to a cellar. Perturbed by your intrusion, a man and woman rush up to accost you as your gaze settles upon the one they've been hiding, a thin, gawky fellow lying on a rickety billet. Get a load of this. It's a whole blooming conspiracy, says Traniotta. What in the abyss are you doing here, says Juva. So the barbarians were right. Barbarians? Juva, please leave us. He struggles to prop himself up. We'll talk it out, one-on-one. Are you sure about this, Swordhaven? Because we... Fear not, brother. And you, stranger, come hither. I know you want to tell me something. A group of barbarians has pitched their camp not far from a village. They're looking for someone who wronged them. Yeah, they have good reason to hound me. He's overcome by a sudden coughing fit. I'm not going to do that in case I might need to use my inhaler. Blast it! What's your story, anyway? He shrugs feebly. I remember myself either as a kid who had just joined a mercenary band from across the sea, or as this wretch you see before you. But everything in between is as if 'twere a dream. First battle, first loss, captivity, enslavement. He starts hyperventilating. The bloody pit! And finally, escape. The pit? The man's eyes become glassy. I'm talking about the Baldur ore mines down south. Horrible place. Chaos monsters living down there, and evil magics all around. No! I'm never gonna go back. You hear? Never! I'd rather you killed me on the spot. Alright, let's not push it. We don't want to agitate him too much. He already said down south. You mentioned magic? I did. The evil kind. I'm just happy I'm not going to die in that wretched hole. You said there were monsters in this place. He tosses and writhes, covered in sweat, but doesn't answer. Okay, just forget I asked about it. He remains silent for a while. How did you escape from this pit? I snuck out through the hidden tunnels. Maybe for slaves. They sent their poxy servants after me, but I was too smart for him. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He's starting to lose it. You better ask about something else. Why are the barbarians hunting you? They stumbled upon me right after I escaped the pit and brought me to their healer. I wasn't right in the noddle. I was taken with nightmares every time I fell asleep. He winces. One night I dreamt I was crushing one of them monsters' skulls of a rock. But when I opened my eyes, 'twas the old healer at my feet. Dead as a door knocker. You know, that doesn't sound like it was your fault, really. I was dazed, my mind shattered, but now even now you should thank the gods you caught me in a moment of clarity. What I've seen, what I've lived through, it turned me into a senseless beast. You know, something needs to be done about this situation. Aye. And I even know what it is. Let's see what he has to say. His bony face bunches up into a tight grimace. Tell me where their camp is. I want to give myself up. What I did wasn't right, even if I was stricken with madness. Gintar says, Don't listen to him, he's plainly delirious. You remember Gintar has a deeper voice. They deserve their justice, and I deserve for my life to end. What's the point of living like this? He smirks bitterly. Hope the Waitlots are right about reincarnation, or whatever they preach about, and if not, who cares? No, not on my watch. I'm not going to help you get yourself killed. Listen, pit fever is going to take me sooner or later. At least help me die with some dignity. No, I'm not going to let you do this. Then I'll stay here until you change your mind. Let's go back upstairs. And since no one seems to be in here now, let's head out the front door. I'm going to go report to the headman and let him know we've found out what's going on. Because he was under the firm impression that the village was not harbouring anybody.
Fine, I'll do it.
The peasant is sitting at the table, a corked clay jug his only companion. He shrugs at you. Greetings. About the barbarian menace. The village headman shifts closer to his chair. I will tell him what we've learned about the hiding fugitive. Juva's brother, eh? I remember the lad. He falls silent for a solid minute. Well, one thing's for sure. Fugitive or not, now that he's here, we can't hand him over to those savages. They'll torture the poor fella to death. Although that does sound like... Perhaps if they gave him a merciful execution, that's what Uldovan wants. And it's not what they're going to give him. I don't know if that's wise, Master Dorno. That fella's putting the old village at risk. Pull your head in, boy. Uldovan's one of us, and we don't surrender our people to any fex-kissing bandits. Well then, what do you propose we do instead? The plan stays the same. You've got to get rid of them somehow. You know, they do have a reason. Don't jabber about something you don't understand, girl. He huffs and puffs a while before calming down. Anything else to report? No, that's all for now. I'd better go. Keep your wits about you out on the road. And off we go. So his pride won't let him accept that, hey, maybe the village should give up the wrongdoer. Although he's just as much a victim as a sinner in this situation. Let's go see the barbarians and see what we can do. And because it is a little delicate, I'm probably going to save the game beforehand just in case I mess it up somehow. I mean, this is a pretty sorry story, really. You know, the man goes away to war. He's promised, oh, it's going to be a great adventure. You'll have loads of fun. It'll be dangerous and exciting. And then his whole life gets crushed and destroyed. And he comes back a shivering wreck. It is tragic, really. And we have to fix this mess. There are obviously a number of different ways this could play out. I don't think there's really enough barbarians for them to come rampaging into the town, but it could cause an issue and then larger barbarian war parties could start coming. Yeah, they could go into town, beat up a few people, or they could get hurt. And they were talking about abducting a child to try and gain justice. That doesn't feel very fair at all. You know what, it's still quite early in the morning. But the barbarian scouts will be on lookout and awake them as we approach. I have a good idea how I'm going to attempt to handle this. As a generalization, I can't remember the specifics too clearly. So as I said, I'm going to save the game just to be sure. The barbarian bows to you. Warm tear. About the fugitive you've been searching for. The man looks unperturbed except for his eyes, which flash like two balls of lightning betraying his excitement. You were right. He's hiding in the village. You saw that mangy dog? Yes, I did. Aha! I knew the trail did not lie. Yes, the culprit is as good as dead. Really? You seem to be convinced. But that only means we must hurry before illness takes the vile dog. His suffering is immense. The worst possible punishment is to leave him in agony. You really think that? It would save us a lot of trouble. But what will I tell the elders? Simply speak the truth. He died without your help. The barbarian leader consults his men, and after a few minutes of heated debate, the agreement is struck. Only one of them seems disappointed by the decision. The rest show no emotion at all. We will spare the killer if his agony is as severe as you describe it. But let the soft spot on your head be speared by a red-crowned crane if we come to regret this decision. Yes, let it be so. I hope we will meet again as friends. Treniota discreetly wipes the sweat from his brow. Let's bid them farewell. The barbarians quickly gather their belongings and vanish into the surrounding bushes as silently as forest cats on the hunt. Now, I haven't met Mendakuain again at any point during my early access experience, which, as I said, only led me up to about level 5. We may meet him again later on in the game at some point, but for now, let's clear on out of here. There is a big bag that would be stealing, but it belongs to the barbarians who have left. And if we just take these things and use them, I think we'll be okay.
I'm on it.
The innkeeper said he's willing to purchase stolen goods from us as well. Oh, hello. Nothing? Did I search it earlier? Well, that's one matter resolved. And also, we got ourselves a couple of levels. Let's do Traniotta first. In his case, it's basically axie choppy skill all the way. A little bit of outdoorsmanship. He works in a farm after all. There we go. And now for Gwyneth, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, as she is a long-term party member, and we want to keep her in the party. So, before doing this, abilities. We want level 50 bladed weapons by level 4. Which obviously has a long way to go. So we also want some more persuasion. So I'll put 4 in here. 9. Okay, no, we'll go up to 47. No, 46. And then put these 2 points into stealth. In fact, we'll take one of those out and put it there, because we're going to need the stealth skill in an upcoming portion of the adventure. And an important thing to note is that certain skills are not available to companion characters. They don't get, you know, bluff, haggle, persuasion, intimidation. They might not get stealth either. There we go. And we'll have to wait a little for Brother Gintar to catch up and gain his level. For now, let's meander back into town and let the headsman know we have completed this task. Our companions do like getting stuck behind stationary NPCs. There we go now. And before... Oh, right. Before we do go report this, I'm going to say to Traniotta, hey, why don't you give us those logs? And that straw shield isn't really going to protect you much. You won't need it much now. We're not going to strip him of his worn leather jacket, but we know as a player that he'll be leaving the party shortly. He was only supposed to help us in Clamreach. And he's not supposed to go beyond the village boundaries. Let's... now, let's see the blacksmith. And trade. Because we got a few things we can sell. 3 of these. The old shawl, which is in a pretty terrible condition indeed. That hatchet, the 2-handed sword, the straw shield. We'll keep 1 knife back just in case. A stick. Cestus, sure. That's 90 coins, and why not? There we go. We do want that draw knife at some point, but half of 317 is a lot. He wants 159 for it. You know what? We might just have to. Yeah, okay. And we'll head off. I have no intention of using that draw knife, but we will need it in the not too distant future. Because we will very soon be picking up a companion who is an excellent craftsman. And will be doing all of our crafting for us for most of the rest of his playthrough. He's also a martial artist who doesn't use the things that he makes. He just likes to make Bruce Lee noises while he punches and kicks things and does flying kicks and stuff like that. But he's really good at making stuff, so hey. Strange that he just doesn't utilize it himself. Dorno looks at us again and says, "Greetings. About the Barbarian menace." "Aye. I hope you managed to do something. Times are flying. They won't bother your village ever again." Dorno the Elder gazes deep into your eyes, probably wondering if you're telling the truth. You are, so the satisfied headsman exclaims. "By the gods! Could it be you've actually managed to talk some sense into those sons of foxes? I've no words worthy of such a feat. Hopefully 100 dinars will go towards expressing my gratitude." "No, you can keep the money. And we'll get 70 experience points each." I hope you have at least got something out of this endeavour." "Oh, don't worry about it. Anyway, what's next?" Dorno the Elder scratches his chin. "You know what? I think I've solved all your problems." "Aye, I think so too. I had my reservations, but you proved this jaded old fella wrong, and for that I am doubly thankful." "You're welcome. And if you need anything else, you know who to call." "Ghostbusters!" "Indeed I do, lass, and it won't be Ghostbusters, you fucking twit." He slams his fist on the table. "I swear you were sent by the dragon himself." "How's the village doing?" We're fine, actually. Nothing to brag about, but fine is good too. And with no apparent threats looming, there's even hope we might reach great at some point." Got it. Well, I guess it's time for me to go." "Keep your wits about you out on the road." And away we go, and Brother Gintar has gained his level. He's also going to be looking to gain increased combat skill, but he's a good way of the way there already.
I'll do it.
So, let's push for that 75. We'll take a point in outdoorsmanship because they do 2 points. What the hell? There we go. It might be worth indulging in spear skill or something else in a while. But for now, we're just... There we go. Now he deals an extra point of damage with all his axe and blunt weapons. A bit of medicine for him wouldn't go amiss. Purely crafting. Because some of these give other benefits, such as outdoorsmanship. Animals deal less damage to you. Immobilization resistance. That's a heavy skill investment in ranged weapons for that. Panic resistance with spears and halberds. What we got here? Knockdown resistance with... Okay, so it seems everything gets a special thing at 100. Alright, we'll just pump this for now then. Get his accuracy up. And now he has even more health at his disposal. And with that, I'll just check if we have anything to sell. Interesting that the 2 stolen ones don't taint the whole stack and aren't stacked separately. With salt, we can make some food. Oh yeah, let's just do that then. Destroy the evidence, as it were. And then I think we'll probably be heading out of town. because we've done pretty much everything here that we can. Right. Provisions. Nosh. Grub up. What's stolen salt? Could probably do with another healing potion, to be honest. Because we've had to use a couple, haven't we? There we go. We'll give one to Brother Gintar. Excellent stuff. Now, the crafting tools are very expensive, so we really want to be increasing our crafting skills to reduce wear and tear on the tools, but for now we'll have to make do with what we got. You know what we could do? Is it going to be the... Oh no, we don't have the glue, do we? We do have the glue. Okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking we want to go make ourselves a proper piece of protective gear. Something to wear over a gambeson. Okay, good, it doesn't use the scissors. Sure, we'll go for it. And now we made a leather cuirass, which we will give to Sir Gintar to up his protection. Excellent stuff. And now he is going to be taking considerably less damage when struck in battle. Let's head out of town and into the big wide world where things are going to get rather more interesting for us. We've solved all the village's problems. There are still a couple of locked chests back here with tricksy locks that are going to give us some trouble. And as we do leave town... well, I'll talk about it next time, I think. We're going to have to finally address the matter of Lyris Fenbrook and whether we'd like her to join the party or not. Getting her into the party won't be easy and we can't do it straight away, but she is near the town exit. What I might do is do a little side episode where I introduce her and then we decide if we're going to keep her or not. Let's make our way up towards the exit. As you increase your pace, eyes on the horizon, Treniotta pipes up. He sounds uncharacteristically anxious. Are you leaving Clamreach already? Yes, I think it's high time we hit the road. We've done everything here to help the village that we can. Darn, this is goodbye for me then. Master Dorno needs my help on the farms, so I can't join you on this adventure. You know, we seem to have an option to try and persuade him. This is not a succeedable test. This is just a, you try and persuade me, he's like, no, I've got to stay here, man. I understand. Duty is duty, and we must honour our responsibilities. It'll make up for the skullduggery we've been involved in recently. Yeah, I guess. He looks up at you. Should I go now? We'll say our goodbyes and leave Treniotta, and we'll let him keep this outfit, and also leave the village behind us. And now, here we are on the world map. Can we actually save the game here? We can. Good. So we're going to start exploring around here, and we want to get to the city of Swordhaven, down at this point. The road clearly leads in that direction, and I can let you know that Lyris Fenbrook is around here. waiting to be recruited if we enable the mod. But knowing the events that are going to transpire on this road out of town, I'm actually going to end the episode here. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I'll look forward to you all in the very next one. I'll say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. See you all soon.